Welcome to being a new parent of a giant dog breed. Now, before you take your giant dog breed home, there's some information that's vital to the success of your giant dog breed. Before we get into those topics, I am a giant dog breed owner. So the information that I'm going to share with you is information that I've learned by trial and error. Today we're going to cover joint care, bedding, and traveling with your giant dog breed. This information is very important that you understand that giant dog breeds require special attention in these manners. Let's start by jumping into joint care. Now, because of their joints and the aspect that these are very giant dogs, you do not want to exercise, run, jog, anything in that nature with these animals until they reach the age of 2. You would like to have tall feeders up off the ground, preferably level with their shoulders, so that they don't have to bend down to eat, and also this helps their digestive system. And diet and supplement. You would like to have food with very, very low protein in it. With most puppies, you need a very high protein diet, but being that these dogs grow at such a substantial rate, you need a food with a very low protein in it. As these dogs reach mature of age, they sometimes develop joint problems or issues with their joints to where they're hurting in these areas. So you can provide them supplements with these areas to help with arthritis and things of that nature. So we've covered joint care. Now let's talk about bedding. When you buy your animal a bedding, you want to make sure that you test the material that's inside the bedding to make sure that they're not allergic to the material. Also, you want to make sure that the material is made of a high quality so that the giant nature of these dogs don't just deplete the material and you'll have to get a new bedding eventually anyways. And last but not least, these dogs are so big in fact that when they lay down, they plop themselves on the ground, and after a while their joints hit the ground repetitively and they develop these fluid-filled sacs over the joint areas. Now you want to make sure that they have adequate protection against it. This could be rubber matting, or this could be their bedding, anything that they can lay on to protect them against the hard surfaces. We've covered joint care, we've covered bedding, and now finally let's talk about traveling with your giant breed. You want to make sure that your vehicle has adequate space to support these giant animals. They also have these fences that you can put in the back of your SUV that will protect not only the dog but the passengers if you happen to get to a wreck or if you stop short. This will protect you from the dog flying up into the middle section, and being that they're so large, this could be a huge problem. And you also want to make sure that you have adequate protection for the joints, again, in the back where they lay. So if it's hard back there, put something soft or some sort of matting. Now that you understand some of the ways to ensure that your giant dog breed has a successful life, let's recap what we covered. We talked about joint care, we talked about bedding, and we talked about traveling with your giant dog breed. It's so important that you understand ways that you can make your giant dog breed succeed. You have to pay special attention in these areas. Do your research, love your baby, and treat your dog as a giant dog breed. Thank you.